Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Coinex, and in today's video I'll be demonstrating to you guys how you can widen your bass sample or bass guitar without destroying your mix. And there are type of music that requires you to have a bass that is so wide in a mix. So this video I will show you how to do that and a simple trick on how you can have total control on your bass sample and get the best out of it in your mix. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Welcome back. I'll be doing this demonstration with this sample right here. It's just a simple bass loop. Now, the first thing you need to do, let's say you produced your bass and you played it into MIDI. All you need to do is to go to the MIDI channel and connect it to different channels in the mixer. Two different channels in the mixer like I did here, but in my case I'm using a wave sample. You send one to 5, send the other one to 6. So once you've sent that, the next thing you need to do is to go to the individual channels and insert an EQ. As you can see, I've already inserted them. Depending on the kind of control you want to have on the bass, that will determine the plugins you will add on the channel. So I just want to widen the bass and at the same time compress it. Let's first of all treat the low. As you can see, the way I labeled it, low bass, high bass, then I route the two of them into one bus and I labeled it bass. So on the low bass, let me mute the other one. On the low bass, as you can hear, what I simply did was to get an EQ and set it to test. What am I looking at here? I'm trying to find that section where I can only hear the sub frequency with a little bit of the bass. Using this built-in EQ, just a little bit of the bass frequencies. As you can see, I cut a little bit of it. When you do that, always check the frequency. As you can see, is on 140, so you have to have that in mind. Then I come to the next channel, I insert an EQ. Then this time around, I'm going to roll off the low, but I will stop exactly on the same frequency I did with the sub. So as you can see, there is 140. What I have actually done here now is to separate this sample so that I can have control over the sub and control over the mid. So now, to achieve a wide bass, that sounds so big and wide, is to focus on your high and add a stereo separation. So this time I'm going to show you what I mean. I will mute the low and focus on the high. Now listen while I increase this stereo shaper. Okay, what I actually did was to choose this preset here, and then I will play for you to listen and see what is happening. Now I'm gonna increase it. So as you can hear, it is no longer centered at the middle. And yeah, you'll be wondering, but that is not right, following the rules for positioning your bass in a mix. But now, what you need to understand is what we are doing now, we are only affecting the high bass. The low bass, which is the sub that requires to be mono, hasn't been tampered yet. So once we've done this, we'll now go back to the sub, the low bass, turn it on. It's either you switch it with this knob right here, this one, switch it all the way up, making it mono, or you use a shaper and just go to mid, so that it will be 100% mono. Then you now work on it. So that is the sub, that is the low. So with two of them played together. And at this point, you can decide which one you want to be more prominent in the mix. If you want the low to come out more, you increase the low. If you want the high, you increase the high. And at this point, you can do anything you want to do with it. You can compress it, you can add distortion to the high, anything you can think of you want to do to the bass at this point. So you can absolutely do that without destroying the normal law that states that the bass instrument should reside at the center. And now, all I did was route the two channels into one bus, and on the bus, I just added a compressor just to glue everything together to have a little bit of more control. So I feel more comfortable with this approach because it gives me more room to really take care of my bass and shape it the way I want. Because at this point, you can decide to, add a different EQ texture to the high depending on the song you're working on. You can decide to boost the mid. You want the mid of the bass to be prominent. See, you can do that even without affecting the entire sample. Your low is still intact and maintaining that hardcore mono. So I think this is an approach I would recommend to anyone to try out and see what he or she can make out of it. So, like I said, it's going to be a very quick and short one. If you see it interesting, feel free to try it out and leave in the comment section what you feel about it. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, please do subscribe and remember to turn on the notification bell. Like and comment. Stay creative, stay focused. See you in the next one. Bye bye.